Hi, Soul Family. Welcome back to Sharina's Exclusives Boutique, where today I was in my happy place and decided I'll show you how to make a rose brooch. It's a beautiful and simple accessory. Here's a sneak peek of what it will look like once you've completed this do-it-yourself tutorial. First, you'll need fabric, scissors and thread, interfacing, glue, and optionally, rhinestones. The first thing you want to do is cut out your fabric 44 inches long and 3.5 inches wide. Then you want to fold wrong sides together evenly on the edges. Okay? And then you want to iron it. Always, always, always iron your material. It comes out so much better. Trust me, you'll thank me for this. The second thing you want to do is set your sewing machine for the long stitch. Then you're going to sew down where the raw edges with your long stitch all the way down until you get to the end of your piece. Remember, it must be a long stitch because the long stitch is the gathering stitch. And you're going to have to gather this very tightly for it to turn out properly. The third thing you need to do is gather it. We don't like those raw edges, right? So we're going to fix those. So I believe I've already fixed the raw edges with my serger, and now I'm starting to gather the stitch. Gather the garment together very tightly all the way down, because remember this was 44 inches long. But by the time you gather it all together, it may be about 9 to 10 inches long. Have fun with that. Then you're going to take your gathered piece, making sure it's gathered very, very tightly. Just wanted you to see how it will look once it's gathered tightly. Now we're going to start to roll the material at the ends. And we're going to keep rolling and rolling and rolling. And eventually we're going to get to a point where we're going to stop. And I'm going to take a needle and thread and tighten up what we've already rolled. Because we don't want to keep rolling into the end. And then it starts to fall apart in the middle. So once I've rolled to a certain point, as you can see, I'm now taking my needle and thread. And I'm just going to stitch around the edging a little bit just to make sure nothing shifts and moves as we continue to roll the rows together. So you're just going to do a little stitch on the edges between one or two of the rows and continue all the way around to the other side where you stopped. Oh yes, this is the fun part where you're putting in that work. Get it in, get it in, get it in. Okay. Now I'm going to continue to roll and roll and roll. Can you see how neatly that is? I know my hands are a little in the way, but can you see how neatly that's rolled there? That's important, which is why I said no raw edges. if you can. I know everyone may not have a serger machine, but if you can, make sure you fix those raw edges so that it comes out nice and neat as you begin to roll. And we're going to take the sewing needle again, and we're going to go through just to keep things from falling apart as we continue to roll. You don't want anything to shift because that will affect the view and the final outcome of your brooch. And we're almost at the end. Now, I made about 3 or 4 of these, but I just wanted to show you how I made one of them. And as you can see, I'm cutting off because I'm low on thread. But we are towards the end. We're going to keep rolling. Get all of it rolled up in there. That is the long thread from me gathering the material that you keep seeing me pull out. But this is almost rolled up and pretty. And when you get to the end, on the edging, you want to kind of tuck it so that it doesn't show the raw edge. So you want to fold it under. You see how I'm folding that under, or attempting to fold that under? And voila, look at that. Look at that. You done made a little brooch, a rose brooch. And we still have a few more steps to go before this is completed, but this is the gist of how to make it. It's not very hard at all. It is very, very simple. The next thing you're going to need is the interfacing for the bottom of the rose or the brooch. And this is the completed brooch that I just rolled. You see how the ends look nice and neat. And now we're going to apply the interfacing to the back. I'm going to be using the glue now to glue the interfacing onto the rose. Now you can also use needle and thread, so that's another option if you want to. It's up to you. So for the purposes of this video, I'll be using the glue, and I'm going to just get it evenly around that circle there. And I'm going to go ahead and cut out and glue on a piece of the interfacing. And we're going to just sit this there, flip it over, and let that dry. But she's still a beautiful rose. Yes, she is. Look at her, look at her, look at her. And here's the final outcome. I have the blingless rose brooch and 2 other rose brooches that I blinged out. Beautiful. Look how this accents this blazer. Something simple and unique can pop out something that's plain, right? Beautiful. And then look at how it looks on a plain black dress. Adding some flowers around the collar gives it a whole new look, right? And that's what you're looking for, something that's unique, something that's different, something that's exclusive that you won't see anywhere else. So that's it. I want to thank you for tuning in. Your beautiful rose brooch is complete. I hope you enjoyed making it as much as I did. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Sharina's Exclusives Boutique for more fun do-it-yourself projects. I'll be dropping new videos every week, so make sure you turn on your notifications so that you don't miss the next one. Until next time, be unique, be authentic, and always be exclusive. Bye-bye.